personal issue is probably the best way to describe it. And, you know, if you're Tom Brady, missing a couple reps, not a big deal. Missing several days, also not a big deal. And there's not something horrific happening with Tom Brady. He is fine, I'm told.
This is all my fault. In my very first Antonio Brown video within the past week, I jinxed it. I think it's been a few months since we've last made a video on Antonio Brown, which is a big accomplishment for me. Now this is our third one in a week. I wonder if AB saw my original video and said,
"Oh, I'm gonna get this motherfucker to start talking about me again."
But don't worry, if you're sick of the Antonio Brown content, we have a ton of content coming out within the next 24 hours in the form of regular news videos and shorts. So before we get to the content, man, I'm doing a Madden 23 giveaway on my Twitter account. All you have to do is follow me on Twitter and retweet the tweet you see in front of your screen. We're gonna do the same giveaway on my YouTube channel. In 2 days, I'll announce the giveaway winner. All you have to do to enter is hit the subscribe button and turn on my notifications. And let me know what console you want Madden 23 on. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? The last time we talked about Antonio Brown was when he asked Jerry Jones to call him.
Hey, tell Jerry Jones to call me.
Really?
Maybe.
Which I thought was personally an interesting business decision because, yeah, Jerry Jones is the type of person to try to sign a diva wide receiver that generates a ton of headlines just for the sake of keeping the Dallas Cowboys relevant. At the same time, he has like no cap space at all whatsoever, so I don't know what kind of heyday Antonio Brown would expect from that. Despite all this, I want you guys to know I want Antonio Brown to make it back into the NFL, primarily because I think he is one of the most talented players in NFL history who consistently just holds himself back. Whether you think that's as a result of just his personality or shots to the head he took that resulted in CTE is a different conversation, and we made a documentary on that already. But in this case, my assumption is that Antonio Brown is transitioning to the next stage of his career, which is he wants to become a rapper. He's been working on rap music for quite some time, but he actually performed at Rolling Loud Miami. And for the most part, man, how you feel about his music is up to you. I personally think that it's kind of catchy. I don't know if it's the highest quality, but I still think it's fun to listen to, and I love his dance, and we're gonna see his dance all season long. But the reason why we're making this video is because, well, for those of you guys that don't know, Tom Brady is currently taking time off from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He hasn't been in practice for quite some time, and this is coming to us from Rap Sheet. This was posted on August 11, 2022, saying Bucs QB Tom Brady is not at practice today for personal non-football reasons. Coach Todd Bowles will discuss it after practice, but my understanding is he won't be present for a few days.
Mike, what does this have to do with Antonio Brown?
Wait, trust me, wait. It has a lot to do with Antonio Brown. So afterwards, Ian Rappaport actually mentions that Tom Brady is fine. It's not necessarily a big deal. The team's on board with his reasons for being absent, but it'll be a little bit before he's back. I mean, if you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what are you supposed to say? No, Tom Brady. We demand that you stay here despite wanting to take some time off for personal reasons, considering the fact that we would be in a rebuilding year if it wasn't for you deciding to unretire right before free agency. Obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to give Tom Brady whatever he wants at this point. Tom Brady has like the ultimate leverage. And ultimately, I didn't see this as a big deal. Ian Rappaport even said that Coach Todd Bowles said that Tom Brady won't be back until after the Titans preseason game, which is on August 20th. I didn't really think this was that big of a deal. I didn't make a video on it for a reason. I thought, okay, he's just taking a few days off, no big deal. Well, Antonio Brown decided that this is a big deal. So for those of you guys that don't know, there is a bit of a history between Antonio Brown and Tom Brady, although it's fairly one-sided, I must admit, ever since Antonio Brown decided to take his jersey off and leave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So for those of you guys that don't remember, about 7 months ago, Antonio Brown went on the Nelk Boys podcast, the Full Send podcast, and pretty pretty much called out Tom Brady for not being a real friend.
Tom is actually my friend, one of my close friends. But you know, like Ball was saying, what are you saying? I work at McDonald's? You see what I'm saying? Some people have a different definition of friend.
Pretty much saying, why did Tom Brady hook up Rob Gronkowski with a $10 million contract and Antonio Brown is on a prove-it deal? Gronkowski's his boy, right? How much did he get paid? So why is AB on a prove-it deal? Who's better than me over there? Let's be real. Which again, man, it's just simple business economics. Convincing Rob Gronkowski to come back to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might have been a very difficult venture, and at the time, I don't think Antonio Brown was necessarily on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' radar. And of course, Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady are boys, so obviously Rob Gronkowski was going to get that type of contract. By the time Antonio Brown came in, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't really have that much cap space, and of course he's on a prove-it deal considering what happened when he was with the the Oakland Raiders at the time, and the New England Patriots. So Antonio Brown also said on the Full Send podcast that Brady can't do shit by himself, but you guys are going to make it seem like he's just this heroic guy. We're all humans, bro. We're all dependent on somebody else to do the job. Which, okay, I mean, fine. If you want to say that about Tom Brady, okay. I think it's a little corny considering the fact that he is the reason why you won a Super Bowl, but that's besides the point. He also decided to take some shots at Alex Guerrero, which is Tom Brady's controversial trainer, posting this screenshot text message between himself and Alex Guerrero saying, "Hey, Alex Guerrero, if we're not going to work anymore, that's fine. Let me know about the $100K I paid you. Only fair to get back half my money. Let me know how to proceed." Alex Guerrero said, "Good morning, AB. I appreciate you reaching out to me. I completely understand that you want to go in a different direction. Thank you for the opportunity to work together. You are a wonderful person. I hope for your continued success on and off the field. Please let me know where you want me to send the balance. Big hugs, my friend." I mean, I don't think there is a better way to respond to someone that's asking you for $50,000 to $100,000. So up until this point, this is just a little bit of a history lesson in regards to what's going on between Antonio Brown and Alex Guerrero, because Antonio Brown decided to talk about Tom Brady and Alex Guerrero once again today. So AB tweeted out, "Alex Guerra, you think I won't have you smacked at? TB12 boy, stop playing with me. Boy getting paid by bucks and taking players' money too." So I had trouble understanding this Alex Guerrero tweet. So thankfully, I follow a great account called the AB Translator, and the translation to this was, "Alex Guerrero, I will personally come to the TB12 Performance and Recovery Center and slap you. Don't try me. You're getting paid by the Buccaneers on top of profiting from Tom Brady's teammates too." It seems like Tom Brady, every time he brings in a brand new wide receiver or a wide receiver that's kind of in his 30s, he'll introduce him to Alex and say, "Yo, this is Alex Guerrero. He is responsible for prolonging my career with the pliability stuff that we do. If you want, he's helped me. You could train with him too. Maybe he helps you. If it works out, great. If it doesn't." So Antonio Brown didn't stop there. He decided to call out Tom Brady as well, saying that Tom Brady manipulates the game, gets 14 days to go home, get his mind right, LOL. Now you see the difference. Put that shit on. So I didn't understand this really well either. So thankfully we have the AB Translator Twitter page here saying, "Translation, it's funny how Tom Brady controls the entire NFL and gets off until August 20th due to quote unquote personal reasons. I hope you all see the difference with how the Buccaneers treat him compared to how they treated me." Which, with all due respect to Antonio Brown, man, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were a poverty franchise for the past decade, possibly even plus, depending on what you define as poverty, until Tom Brady decided to come down to Tampa Bay and win them a freaking Super Bowl. I could imagine the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just being thankful that Tom Brady decided to come back for one last season with this team. He is single-handedly the reason why this entire culture changed, and the main reason why multiple players who wouldn't have won a Super Bowl, including Antonio Brown, now have a Super Bowl. And for that, obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to give him some rope. Furthermore, it wasn't 14 days that he gets to go home. It seems like it's 9 days that he gets to go home. And he says it's for personal reasons, so you don't know what's going on. You don't know if a loved one is close to their final days. You don't know the main reason he decided to go home. I am by no means a Tom Brady stan. I mean, to be honest, his playstyle kind of irritates me, but I do respect his greatness, and I do think it's messed up that Antonio Brown is roasting the man that is literally stuck his neck out for him on multiple occasions and has won a Super Bowl for him. Yes, guess what was Tom Brady's incentive for sticking his neck out for Antonio Brown? Because Antonio Brown's good at football and Antonio Brown was going to help them win a Super Bowl. Well, that's just how it works in football, man. The relationship was mutually beneficial. You benefited from Tom Brady. You got another opportunity in the NFL when no one wanted to take a chance on you. Especially the New England Patriots stint. That 1 week he was on that team was very impressive considering all the stuff that was out there in regards to Antonio Brown. I just think it's sad, man, to see Antonio Brown go out this way. I personally want to see this man in the league. I think he's incredibly fun to watch on the field, and of course, he understands how to get people talking about him off of the field. But the more he does stuff like this, the more I'm starting to realize there's no way a team is going to give AB another chance to play football. I hope he does something to get his mind right, man, because this is just getting more and more sad. But I want to get your take in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think AB has a point here? Do you think Antonio Brown deserves to be treated the way Tom Brady's being treated, given everything that's happened to him recently? Or do you completely disagree with him? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.